Welcome back to Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. In today's episode, we're going to use Gateway to go back to Mamoon. And we have to give Esther her courage. That sounds like a good idea. Otherwise, she'll be useless, and I don't like useless girls, I guess. Let's go through Bikini Woman. Go right past Bikini Woman. Right past Large Woman. Woman. There's a quest up here. Yeah, let's see what he does. It's no good. I just can't be bothered. Leave me alone. What's happened to you? You were full of beans when we set from King Dongdel. Is everything okay? Well, we're traveling merchants, you see. But since we arrived at Mamoon, my husband has completely lost his will to sell. And after we went through all the trouble of leaving Ding Dong Dell to travel the world and earn enough money to open our dream shop. Who cares about the stupid shop? Selling things is such a lot of effort. Let's not bother anymore. Well, it doesn't look too good, doesn't it? I reckon your friend here must be feeling a bit under the weather. I guess you're going to be no use. I'll just have to work for the two of us then, won't I? That, or we can mend his broken heart. One hobby-sized helping of enthusiasm should do it. I think I have enthusiasm, honestly. Yes, we have to cure him. We can't just leave people who need our help. Ain't it enough? Let's get a wiggle on and find us some enthusiasm, shall we? Pretty sure I have it. You got some enthusiasm here, ain't it? Cast give heart and hand it over. There it is. Where am I? What was I doing? Oh, that's it. We need to make enough money to open our dream shop. Let's get to work. Darling, you're back to your old self. Thank goodness. Sorry, my darling. Did I worry you? I'm sorry. I'm better now. Let's get to work, shall we? Nito, we cured him. Thank you so much for helping me out. You deserve an extra special free gift. Leave blinders be gone. And 100 guilders. Nice. Good. Hey, this one's grin. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My, what a beautiful cape. But it's not quite the season look for the Mamoon man about town, you know? Want to upgrade your outfit with some of the top quality fabrics at prices to suit every purse. Buy now or regret it forever. Neato, look at that. A beautiful new cape, huh? Oi, Ollie boy. We're not here on a flippin' shopping trip. What do you think we are? Made of money? Oh, a fairy, and a very stylish little fellow you are too. I have something here that would suit you down to the ground. Let's see now. Ah, yes, perfect. You reckon? Yeah, I see what you mean. I look the business in that. Drippy is... Mr. Drippy, you can't acquire more drip. You'll broke the whole universe. Oh, I'm sorry, Ollie boy. I got a little carried away, innit? You got to hand it to her though. The girl can sell. Roll up. Fine fabrics to put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Look, the lock is glowing. And I reckon I know why. This young lady's got more enthusiasm than a school full of 6-year-olds. Let's go with that. Okay. Excuse me, ma'am. I have something to ask of you. Are you what is this, young man? Are you interested in some of our fine fabrics? I can offer you an excellent price. Oh, no, it's not that. I was wondering if you could maybe let us borrow a little of your enthusiasm. Oh, we should get our enthusiasm right back? That sounds great. Oh, don't you see the funniest things? My enthusiasm, my smile always comes for free. Take as much as you like. That's so kind of you, ma'am, but we only need a little bit. Take it. What a nice lady. You obtain some enthusiasm. My, what a strange feeling. Now I feel even more ready to sell. Cool. We got some enthusiasm back. What's up? You again? How many times have I to tell you? I am not... Mr. Rashad, sir, we brought it. We brought the piece of heart that your daughter is missing. You brought... What? What, are you deaf or something? We said we can fix your daughter. Truly? Yes, Mr. Rashad. Just leave it to me. But... I don't know why, but I had the strangest feeling you're telling the truth. Of course he is. Look at that face, man. Butter would melt. Okay. Very well. Then I beg of you, bring her back to me. Heal her heart. Yes, sir. Hey, what's up, girl? Here she is. Ollie. Huh? Tidy. It's just like I thought. We've opened her heart back up again. We can mend it for her now. Don't worry. This will only take a moment. We're going to give you Myrtle's courage, okay? Yep, her heart's wide open. Just fire in that courage and Bob's your uncle. Give heart. And yeah, take the courage. Stick it in your gullet. Ah!
What is this?
Aren't you a sage? You should know about this. Like, it's a pretty basic spell. If it's
Where am I?
not really a spell, though,
What
I guess.
happened? It was Shadar. He stole a piece of your heart.
He's a dick, I've heard.
My heart?
Is it you, Esther? Is it really you? Oh, my dear daughter.
Father!
Oh, forgive me, my child. You were robbed of your courage. But I have only myself to blame for the loss of my own. Oliver, it is you who taught me this. You have my thanks.
Sure
You're
thing,
welcome,
man.
Mr. Rashad.
I will join you in the fight against
Stop eating all the bananas. God damn it,
The day will
Trippy.
soon come when the Clarion
Don't
rings
eat the
out
peel.
across the land once more.
Gross, man.
The Clarion?
Oh, it's an old story from way back, that is. Back when the world was at peace, like.
The three kings of our world combined their skills and knowledge to create a flute that symbolized the great peace.
Okay.
The sound of this flute came to represent the unity of the nations of the world. How long is it now since the call of the Clarion was heard?
Not since the three kings got into a right old potch and fell out, I heard.
My girl got some real big
It's up to
pants.
us. The Clarion will ring out again, and we will be the ones to play it.
Very well, daughter. Let us do our best. Let us help Oliver in his fight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rashad, sir.
Thanks, man. You're cool. Maybe come with you, Oliver. I want to help you fight Shadar. I have a familiar to help me, just like you. Here, boy. Look at this little guy. Wow, you can fight with familiars too, Esther? Indeed she can. Esther's talent lies in the training and handling of familiars. Oh, she's more of a familiar keeper than a wizard, ain't it? Fair enough. Useful folk to have around they are. This is my Drongo. I named him Go-Go. Say hello, Go-Go. Esther and her familiars joined the party. They now have 2 party members, which is pretty great. Tidy. Well, that's settled. Let's get down to business to defeat the Huns. You remember who young Oliver came here for, ain't it, Rashad? Mr. Dwippy, that's sexist. I mean, what? I do. You wish to learn the arts of the sages, do you not? Yes, sir. Then you will need these spells. Puppet String. Okay. Make stones and statues move like marionettes. Really small text though. Secret ingredients. Conduct a range of delicious delicacies. Okay. Bring light to even the dazzliest nook. And pulse. Unleash a wave of pure energy upon your enemies. So 3 utility spells and 1 combat spell. I'm satisfied you do not lack the determination required. You came here from another world to face Shadar after all. You knew? About me being from another world, I mean? It was your action that revealed your organs to me. You healed Esther when I could not. Which told me that you must have helped her soulmates in the other world. The only one who called our world home could have done such a thing. Okay. Wow! So Oliver's from another world? The ones that you told me about, Father? That one time where I was in bed and I was crying and then my mascara was running all the way down to my toes? And he was the one who saved me. Well, better put on my marriage shoes. Yes, it's strange. I feel like I've met you in a dream or something. Oliver, it seems there are things that only one such as you could do. You may be able to help our world. You shall have my aid. Thank you, sir. I won't let you down. I will beat Shadar. Perhaps. But you will need much training first. Without complete command of the magical arts, you cannot hope to defeat him. Yeah, probably not. I don't think my level 12 boys can handle Shadar. The 4 great sages cannot overcome the Dark Djinn. For a mere boy to do so will require more than enthusiasm alone. But I have enthusiasm. It's right here. It's my locket. What are you thinking? He's going to need a cram of shellload of experience under his belt in a heck of a short time? Indeed he is. The kind of experience offered by the trials of the sages. Oliver, you must undertake them. Trials? Where do I take these trials? In the north of the desert, at the Temple of Trials. A Temple of Trials? You mean... I do. The home of the Supreme Sage. He's a real cool guy. Master of familiars, too. You, too, have much to learn, Esther. Only those with the Supreme Sage blessing are permitted to open the doors of the temple. So I will accompany you. Thank you, Father. You'll be great at the trials, Oliver. I know you will. Thanks, Esther. And thank you, Mrs. Rashahad, sir. Rashahad is not traveling with you. What a cool guy. And then they disappeared. Alright. Oh, what do you got for me? It'll soon be time for the Banana Bazaar. What shall I give them this year? You sure look excited, sir. But of course I am, young man. The Banana Bazaar approaches. And I will soon have the insurmountable pleasure of buying gifts for my dear grandchildren. Gee, how many grandchildren do you have? Let me see now. If you include those living in other towns across the land, it must be perhaps 30? Jeepers creepers, that many? That's an awful lot of presents. You're going to be ruined! That may be so, but for each I am rewarded with the priceless smile of a child. Yeah, that's worth it. And then happiness is my happiness. May the ancients watch over them. Crikey, this man's a living saint. You don't see kindness like that every other century, let alone every day. Yeah, get some kindness. Sir, would you mind helping us out with something? It could save people in trouble. Could? It sure could. Please say you'll help us. Very well, since you asked so nicely. Thank you very much, sir. And take it. Give it to me. Hand it over, old man. I want it. I want your kindness. Thank you. Woohoo, what a marvelous sensation. My heart, my very soul overflows with warmth. Cool. Oh, there's more people here. A lot of side quests. So this is going to be a side quest episode. Let's go for that. Oh, it's a tragedy. How will my poor darling dear ever survive? Something the matter, love? My soul, my one, the only dearest husband has traveled to the Golden Grove in search of delicious mushrooms, but he has forgotten to take his lunch. Nickers, that's disastrous. Yeah, I guess it is kinda bad, huh? He must be real hungry by now. He must. And the wild beast of the forest prevents me from delivering it to him myself. Or whatever shall I do? Golden Grove, huh? That's the forest we came through. With one of those with giant mushrooms, right? That's it, Dolly boy. The fertile forest of fabulous flora and fauna. It's a proper good place to go in search of a bit of grub. So you're familiar with Golden Grove? Then I must make an urgent request of you. It's a great inconvenience, I'm sure, but it's an emergency. Please, you must deliver my dear, darling husband lunch to him. Fine, we'll do it at some point, I guess. You want us to take it to the Golden Grove? Sure, leave it to us. I will do it right away, and the food will not grow bad, I promise. You will aid me in my hour of need? My little hero. Here, this is the lunch I prepared for my best beloved with all the devotion of a faithful wife. You will not be tempted to try it, no matter how delicious it may smell. It is a meal for lovers only. Okay, cool. What's up, lady? Oh, this will never do. It's bad for business, very bad. What's the matter, ma'am? The desert is filled with marauding boneheads. The traveling merchants who bring us fresh goods are being attacked. I fear that soon the lines of supply will be severely severed entirely. If only there was someone who could rid of these skeletal scoundrels. Sounds like a proper pickle, eh, Ollie boy? Shall we offer a helping hand? And we could kick a few skeletons' asses with, you know, if we come past any. I'll help you, ma'am. I'll beat those boneheads for you. Oh, come now, child. They're not in such trouble that we need to send the likes of you to your doom. Nah, man. You don't understand. He's got me, Drippy, High Lord of the Fairies. Looking after him, he'll be right as rain. What exactly will you do, little man? Gnaw upon their skin bones and hop by? What? Flippin' chic of it. Flippin' shin bones indeed. Ollie boy, our pride is on the line here. We need to batter those bony beggars good and proper. Sure, let's do it, Drippy. Very well. Defeat 10 boneheads. That will be enough to allow our suppliers to reach us. If we go outside, we probably run into... Horace? What's up, Horace? Yeah, I need to use spirit medium. What's up, Horace, my man? Nice to see you again. Did you have fun crossing the desert? So instead of standing in front of a gravestone, you're gonna stand in front of this fountain now? That's cool. Fun? It was flippin' boiling, man. Boiling for you, maybe pipsqueak. I'm a ghost, and ghosts don't feel the heat out here. What are you doing here, Horace? I'm looking at these fountains. They're amazing. They squirt out milk, just like nipples. I love nipples. All the milk a boy could drink. They're what our Mamoon is famous for. But the spicy smell coming from that food stand is mixing with the smell of the milk. It's strange. Ah, you think so? I kinda like it. Hey, there's still loads of spells you don't know yet, aren't there, Ollier? Well, I am trying. It's just that my wishes companion is kinda... Well, most of the pages are missing. Missing? Oh yeah, I had to give you the page for Spirit Medium, didn't I? When Mr. Drippy first gave it to me, the only spell inside was Gateway. Really? So the pages had been torn out? I bet it was that idiot Shadar's doing. Alright, I suppose I better help you fill it back up again, hadn't I? Tidy, that's generous. Maybe I was wrong about you being a stingy little midget after all. He did call him that. Well, I'm not just gonna hand a load of pages over. That was what you're thinking. Oliver will have to prove his wizarding comprehension. Skill first. The wizard companion isn't full of spells. There are also stories, and they were gathered by the sages over the centuries. But those have probably been torn out too. Stories are pretty powerful after all. They might inspire people to stand up to them. Right, I'm going to give you one to get you started. Have a read, it's one of my favorites. Yes, The Cowardly Prince and the Lion. Alright, so we're gonna have to read this, then he's gonna give us a little quiz about that, and we have to answer. So, yeah, I am going to read it for you guys. Right, it's right in here. With this nice lion statue there. Pretty neat. Alright, let's read it. The Cowardly Prince and the Lion. The Cowardly Prince. In a certain country there lived a prince named Tamalo, who was sharp of mind but weak of spirit. His father was a brave king, strong, wise, and loved by his subjects. But the noble example he set served only to weaken Tamalo's spirit. On one occasion, his father told him thus: "Soon, my boy, it shall be time for me to retire, upon which thou shalt become king." While he announced delighted the prince, it filled him also with terrible dread, for he did not have the spirit required to ascend to the throne. In his vexation, he wandered from the castle, lost in thought. Thereupon he encountered a fearsome-looking lion. The prince tried to flee, but the lion caught him easily in his paw, lifted him to his gaping mouth, and swallowed him whole. At first, the prince thought he was doomed, but at length he began to reconsider his position. At last, I no longer have to become king, thought the prince. After taking a deep breath, he said to the lion, "Mighty lion, I am the prince of this country, and one day, the day after tomorrow, I was due to become king. Since thou hast now swallowed me, however, thou must need to become king instead." "King, eh?" replied the lion. "I shan't complain about that." Thereupon, the prince led the lion back to the palace. The courtiers were shocked to see the lion enter the palace, but the prince pleaded with them from inside his stomach, and the lion was accepted as king. The lion proved to be quite the aperture for royal duties. Whenever there was a dispute in his kingdom, the lion would simply growl at the quarrelers. "Stop complaining, or I shall eat you alive." Whenever a bridge was swept away by a flood, the lion would simply use his paws to rip down a tree and lay it across the river. Regarding taxation and legal matters, the lion was utterly ignorant, but whenever such a problem arose, Prince Tamalo would speak to him from inside his stomach and provide him with a sound solution. 2 dragons. Part 2, I guess. After some time, news reached the king that there was 2 dragons were ravaging eastern and western edges of the kingdom. The people were terrified and looked to their king to deliver them from terrible evil, upon which the king announced that he should go and smite the dragons himself. When even the fearsome lion stood no chance of defeating 2 such terrible dragons, "My dear stomach dweller," said he then, "what in the wild world should I do?" Prince Tamalo considered the lion's question and at length provided him with a suitable scheme. The lion headed east to the part of his kingdom that was being ravaged by the larger dragon, and roaring in his ugly face. "Dragon, I shall soon slay thee. I fear thee not, for no matter how large thou art, thou shalt never devour me." "Oh-ho!" scowled the dragon, "we shall see about that." Upon which he ate the lion whole. From inside the dragon's stomach, the lion said, "Dragon, thou art now the king of this land. It is I therefore thy royal duty to defeat the ravaging dragon, the western part of thy kingdom." At first the dragon paid him no heed, but when the dragon witnessed the humans around him bowing down in deference, as Prince Tamalo has requested them to do beforehand, he decided to do his royal duty. Thereupon he went to the western mountain and slew the other dragon. Yeah, the smaller one. Because he was bigger, so he killed it. Cool. Once the other dragon has been slain, the lion commenced to scratching the inside of the dragon's stomach. "Ow, it hurts," cried the dragon, rolling on the floor in agony. "Have mercy, I beseech thee." To which the lion said, "Fuck you!" No, he said, "If thou wouldn't not feel this pain, thou must promise never again to hurt the people of this kingdom." "Ow, very well, I promise," cried the dragon in reply. But the dragon was a cunning beast, and Prince Tamalo knew that he would break his promise the moment the lion was out of his stomach. He therefore had the lion take out a babbling berry that he told him to bring with him and place it inside the dragon. This berry was known to make noises that sounded like someone muttering to himself. With that blubbering belly in his stomach, the dragon shan't notice that the lion escapes, thought Prince Tamalo. Later that night, the dragon was sleeping, the lion crept out of his gaping mouth and set off back to the palace. The dragon left the king and his subjects alone forevermore. A new king. The kingdom has been at peace for 10 years when the lion said to the Prince Tamalo, "Stomach dweller, it is time thou come on from out there. It would be, I cannot read. It would have take thee my place on the throne." Prince Tamalo was shocked and replied in a quivering tone, "I fear that I do not have the spirit to become king. But thy judgment over the past 10 years have been inevitably even when wise." Maybe the back can speak. "But thy judgment over the past 10 years have inevitably been wise," said the lion. "Thou it may be, but I am a coward," replied Prince Tamalo. "It was only because I was protected by a great strong lion that I could act so decisively." Yet the lion said no heed, with an almighty sneeze. Okay. He ejected Prince Tamalo from his stomach. It has been 10 years since Prince Tamalo has seen the wide world outside, and he did not believe his eyes. The lion's tail was now full white, and his face was covered in wrinkles. Shut up inside the lion's stomach, Prince Tamalo has been quite unaware of any of this. Alright, last page. "As thou canst see with thine own eyes," said the lions, "I have grown old. 10 years hast thou resided in my stomach, and yet not once did thou scratch me or cause me any pain, as I myself did to that dragon, though thou couldn't have done it any time. The courtiers and subjects of this kingdom did not accept me because I am strong. They accepted me because I've given them my all, by which I mean thou hast given them thine. Thou art the true king of this country. Thou lackest not in spirit, I assure thee." In like manner, everyone in the palace begged Prince Tamalo to become their king. "Prince Tamalo, everyone is humbly grateful for everything thou hast done. Our country needeth you and such a king as thee." Upon bearing these words, Prince Tamalo felt his courage swell up within him. As king, Tamalo gave still more of himself to his country, and despite the fact that the lion had retired, he continued to live alongside the king in the palace. Though many countries are ruled by animals these days, in ancient times all kings were human. Indeed, the magnificent lion, by whom you just have read, was the first ever animal to be acknowledged as a king, and the world would never be in the same sense. The end. Alright, I hope my reading was adequate. I know I fucked up a few times, but not too bad. Did you read the story I gave you? Well, I hope you read it carefully, because I got a question for you. Ready? Yes! Throw it at me, boy! Good, here goes. There are quite a few characters in that story. Can you remember them all? Tell me, who was the third smallest out of the prince, the Lion King, the dragon of the east, and the dragon of the west? Third smallest? Well, obviously Tamales is the smallest one because he's the boy. And after that will be the lion. The third smallest should be the dragon of the west, right? Because the dragon of the east was larger. They specifically said so. So, dragon... and I do have to write it in. Dragon of the West. Correct! Very impressive. Ah, cool. Your wizardly comprehension must be almost as good as mine. Oh, I said I'd help you without your wizard companion back up, didn't I? Here. Draw poison. Cure the effects of venoms and turd. That's cool. Thanks, Horace. I suppose it was a bit mean giving you a question like that, but you worked it out eventually. Actually, I worked it out right away. What are you talking about? And that's what being a wizard is all about. Learning to look carefully at every detail and understand what's going on. Shut up with the wise old man talk, will you? You're no flippin' old and only boy here. I'm not? No, I don't suppose I am. At least I don't seem to be. That's what I'm supposed to mean. Strange. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Something really, really important. Never mind. I can't believe how much of this place has changed. I'm going to see other towns around the world. But it's different these days. I think I'll head somewhere with a bracing sea breeze next. Might not be able to feel the wind on my face, but I can still enjoy the view. See you soon. Cool. So, yeah, that's Horace. Fancy meeting him again? Reading his story? Hey, what's up, man? Curses. I lack necessary ingredients. What to do? Is everything okay? The recipe for my most legendary Mamoon dishes has come into my possession. Well, I do not have the ingredients it requires. What kind of dish is it? It is known as the tikka mahala. According to the recipe, it's a complex and refined curry made with the tendons and most succulent beef. Crikey, that sounds like a proper tasty gobful. My mouth's watering just thinking about it. Would you like to try it? If you gather the ingredients for me. Oh, sure. Why the fuck not? I do remember this quest taking a lot longer than you expect. Thank you. You're the most excellent and helpful young fellow. Now, to create this masterpiece, I will need some fluffy rice, some tender beef, and a pinch of the Sheik's special spices. Sheikh, not Sheik. The Sheik's special spices? Where do we get those? I'm afraid I do not know for certain, but I have heard that he is known for the Sheik of Spice, somewhere in the city. Sheik, I'll never get that right. Well, it sounds like a good place to start, eh? Let's shake a leg and find ourselves a shake, shall we? If you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Cool. I know where he is, and he also has quests for you, so... It's like a quest line, honestly. Hey, chest. 50 guilders. Thank you, I'll take it. Not much, but I'll take it. A sour sundae. Hey, kid. No, you can't have it back. I have not finished with it. What's wrong with you? Yesterday you told me you would return it. Hey, you two, stop fighting. What's the problem here? The problem is that this thief will not return to me the picture book I lent him. It's only a picture book, and a poor one at that. Who cares? I care. It was a birthday gift. You must give it back. Stop bothering me. Go away, you little shit. Crikey, either he has his heart broken or every ounce of kindness squeezed out of it. Or when he's putting over someone's knee. Yeah, spank him. You think he's heartbroken? But he seems so lively. Well, it depends on which bit of his heart has been stolen, innit? It changes your personality in different ways, it does. Anyway, what we're going to do about it, more importantly, we're we have kindness, so we should just give it to him, right? We sure are. I hate for them to not be friends anymore. Righto, we need to find ourselves a drop of good old-fashioned kindness, innit? Yeah, I got that. Give heart. Here you go, kiddo. Stick this down your gullet. Hope you choke on it. Choke on my kindness. What happened? I intended to return the picture book, but then I... Truly? You mean to return it? Well, of course. I will go and fetch it now. Forgive me for my selfishness. Thank you so very much for helping me return to normal. Please, you must accept this. I'll take strong coffee. That is MP. I'll take it. Boop, boop. Nice. Right. Okay, I'm gonna go find that Sheik. Shack. And after we're done, then I'm gonna end the episode. Once we're done with him. Oh, hello. Look. Let's grab this. Why not? By the beards of the ancient, we pushed them to severely last time, but then they are back once more to sow unrest in the fields. Hi, kid. How you doing? What's the matter, ma'am? It is terrible. Wild creatures of the most mischievous nature are running amok in the precious banana fields. If this continues, we have no choice but to spend my nights patrolling the very fields I work throughout the day. Jeepers, that doesn't sound good. Are these creatures dangerous? Dangerous? They would pluck and eat my very livelihood from the trees. I have no choice but to drive them from my land. Oh, you sure is brave. Ain't it though? Not every woman her age goes out fighting monsters of an evening. I tell you, she got in spades, Ollie boy. Courage. She's the bravest lady I've ever met. Say, would you mind if you borrowed a little of your bravery to help people in need, ma'am? People in need, you say? To a child as young as yourself? Striving to do good in the world is a fine thing indeed. Borrow from me what you will. Thank you very much, ma'am. I'm gonna take that. Thank you, sweetie, ma'am, girl, lady. Thank you. How odd, my heart feels light yet warm. It is a strange feeling, but not unpleasant. Is that all you need of me? Very well. Cool. Here's another. That's probably the Sheik, right? Sure is. Oh, I am so weary. Where is the fire I once had? Are you sick, sir? Sick? It is worse than mere sickness, boy. Much worse. I said boy. I have grown tired of the mixing of spices, and the mixing of spices is my life. Oi, oi, must be the Sheik of Spice I've heard so much about. It must be, huh? But there's something up with the old feller. You best find out what it is, eh? We should, how come we don't want to mix spices anymore? You ask why? You ask why? There is no why. There's only emptiness, I say. But you're not all over for your spice mixing, right? Don't you have customers who rely on you? Perhaps I do, but I cannot bring myself to do what they ask of me. I say, boy. I can barely bring myself to rise each morning. Jeepers, we were kinda hoping you might make some spices for us, but it seems like you're in a real bad way. Wish only rest, please bother someone else. But, save your breath, Ollie boy. The old codger's broken-hearted. He is? Yes, drain of every last of enthusiasm. I fucking take it. Take it! That we do, Ollie boy. Let's go. Let's just hand it over to him. Just give. There you go. Stick this down your gullet. Choke on it. Fucking choke on it. By the beards of the ancients, what is a strange sensation? I feel alive, I say, boy. And I wish to mix spices with more urgency than ever before in my long life. We did it, Grippy. That's some tidy work, old boy. I do not understand. Is this thanks to you? Then I'm in your debt. I must reward you. Here, please accept this. Ooh, sandwiches. Yummy. And the quest done. And if you have any spice-related requests, I would be most honored to hear them. I wish only to work my mixing magic. As a matter of fact, we do. Could you mix us some of your special spices? My special spices? When did you hear talk of such things? Keep your hair on, matey. Matey who runs the curry stall asked us, innit? He needs ingredients, so he's taking a holla. Very well. If that's all you require for, then I'll be glad to oblige you. But I do not have all the ingredients required. I must bring me those I am lacking. What do you need? Such a potent mixture I require a turmeric root and 3 generous pinches of spicy seeds. Yes, sir. Don't have any of those, I think. Thank you so much for agreeing to help us. Think nothing of it, boy. It's my pleasure. Return to me when you have the ingredients I require. Yay, random drops. Alright, I'm gonna end the episode here. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you on the next one where we do the Temple of Trials. Yeah. Bye-bye.